Welcome to this quick introduction as to how law firms tend to be using KIM document. There are many use cases, but they can typically be grouped into 9 categories. Document and form automation generally, everything including court filings, whether it's onboarding of clients or KYC, internal or client or supplier self-service where you want appropriate information provided or documents generated. Template management, where associates, paralegals, lawyers are looking for the latest version of a draft template for a particular legal practice area. Internal compliance campaigns, where people need to make attestations or declarations or confirmations they've attended appropriate training programs, or indeed clients or suppliers. Generating the first draft of a contract of information provided, whether it's the IT function or indeed other functions like HR, their checklist, their forms as necessary. We're seeing a lot on service requests, people, whether internally requesting support from another function or a client seeking support from a legal team member. And pleasingly, we're seeing a lot of applications for Client Portal, a secure environment to collaborate and liaise with clients. So let's go and look at KIM. This is KIM in the browser. But before I show you some law firm use cases, one of the great things about KIM is that if you are a user in Teams, it is utterly seamless in Teams. So here we are in Teams. If literally I click and download the appropriate KIM application, this is KIM in Teams. As you'll see, when compared to the browser, absolutely identical and seamless. Any changes made in one replicate in the other. So if you are a Teams user, this is just a way of using Teams even more effectively. So everything I'm going to show you, you could do without leaving Teams. Let's just go back to the browser. And let's click on law firms on the left-hand category menu. That menu, by the way, for law firms, we're seeing it with client names, we're seeing it with legal areas, we're seeing it with functions, we're seeing it with self-service. How you structure that menu on the left-hand side is entirely up to you. But in this environment, you can see on law firms, we have quite a lot of use cases from anti-money laundering through client engagement to client surveys. So for example, if you wanted to send a survey to a client, the form they would receive would ask these questions: your relationship with us today, how are we performing, our relationship in the future, a great way of actually doing it. You'd send it to them, they'd see the form, they'd respond, and then you'd get not just the document back with all the answers, you get all of the data, which you could then bulk download and analyze. So if you send this to 100 clients, you'd have the ability to compare and contrast across the 100 clients. So client survey, common stock purchase, compliance training, which I'll show you in a bit more detail in a second, Corporate Transparency Act, very relevant in the US, but equally in the UK, KYC questionnaire, NDA. So whether it's your own mutual NDA or whether you use one NDA, this is the one NDA format. So imagine if you sent this to a counterparty and it was filled in, it would generate the appropriate NDA, which you could then take through to appropriate signature. And so any methodology for self-service or information capture, this works extremely well. Other examples are things like partnership letters, politically exposed questionnaires. So you need to establish whether or not the actual client is politically exposed or not. You've got the ability to do that very quickly. Settlement agreement, if it was an employment compromise agreement matter, supplier questionnaire. So imagine if you're sending requests to suppliers who are new suppliers, or indeed you need to update your existing records, then you can send them an appropriate form with all the appropriate information in, and of course you get the document back with all of the appropriate data. Wills questionnaire, rather than send an email to a client with an 11-page Word document attached, wouldn't it be easier if you just sent them a form? So an email with a link, they click on the link, they get the form, and they can now provide you with the information that you require. And indeed, from that response, you can automatically generate maybe that report to the client and or the first draft of a will for you to review as the fee owner. So lots of different use cases, lots of different ways in which you can use KIM to actually achieve those objectives. So for example, in terms of compliance, whether it's internal or external, you could be needing to confirm that every single team member has attended the latest data privacy and information security training program. Well, you'd upload it once into KIM and then send it via a campaign. And in KIM, you literally just create a campaign by putting in the appropriate information about the campaign, the start date, the emails people are going to receive, both the initial email with the link and their unique access code, and also the follow-up email. When you send out that email, let's assume it's going to 140 people. All they receive is an email with a link and a unique access code, the email you drafted. They then click on the link, put the access code in, they get the form. When they have the form, they complete it and submit. When they submit the form, they receive an email saying, "Thank you very much. We acknowledge receipt. Please find attached a copy for your records." And what you get is all forms coming back in, but you also get the ability to download and interrogate all the data with all of the answers to that appropriate data protection and InfoSec security program. And you can download the data either as XML, use it with other systems, Excel, so you've actually got the ability to interrogate very fast, or indeed the whole package, including the documents as well. So in terms of use cases, we've also got other ones that we have on our website. If you go to the solutions pages and law firms, you'll see that you could very quickly download templates that we've prepared. And those templates cover things such as the client survey I referenced, the Corporate Transparency Act, InfoSec training, and many others. So in relation to KIM, use cases are myriad. The key is that you can take any of your existing documents, your letters, your forms, your records, your checklists, your contracts, your compliance documents, and you can upload them once into KIM, and then you can send them by mail to a third party. You can share them with them for a client portal collaboration process. You can send them a link, so they just provide that information. You can run a campaign, which is a one-to-many distribution, or indeed you can publish a link and have it on your internal sites. So when someone clicks on it, they get the appropriate form. So hopefully that was a quick introduction, and we look forward to hopefully working with you.